Welcome to Laugh and Learn, where curiosity leads and laughter lifts. I'm Gerald, joined by Timy Raven, Linda de Gonzalez, and Maru.
Hello.
Today, we explore the star and the moon, clarity and mystery, authenticity and intuition. Your reflections, you know who I'm looking at, really help shape this conversation. We appreciate you being here because, after all, you all are one of the best chatters. You're a best chatter.
That's on the internet, so it must be true. Right there. Best chatter.
It is true. It is true. And available at the merch store. Link in the description.
Nice.
So, oh, here, let me do this. Let me do all this. This is a laugh and learn. We're talking about Duality Pairs, whose brainchild this is Raven Tarot Meditation, which is Timy.
That's me.
We're here with Linda de Gonzalez.
That's me.
She's always right.
We're here with Maru from Madame Maru's House of Cards.
She's a little cold.
Why is this birthday thing in there, Maru? I don't know.
I think it must be left over.
It's day 7 of the celebration, isn't it? Or are we on day 6 or day 7 of the annual celebration?
I think we're on day 6, I believe. I am also a person who I believe you should be celebrating the number of days you are years alive.
Right. It makes it a seasonal celebration.
Yes.
That would be 3 months for me. Wow.
I'm TarotStache. Thank you, everyone, for being here. All of the cool kids, and you're one of them, are liking and subscribing because it's free. Linda has a membership on her channel, which is completely not free and totally worth it, as is her Patreon.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
It's cheap, unlike Linda, who is very affordable.
I'm very affordable. But I'm not easy.
But high value. It's high value.
Nice for cheap is one of my favorite mottos.
Nice for cheap.
For cheap.
Nice for cheap.
See, I'm easy, but I'm not cheap.
I'm cheap, but I'm not easy.
I can be inexpensive if I'm willing to give you a discount.
Wow. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Save your coupons.
Do not make decisions upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really? Are you talking about Groupons?
Go BOGOs.
BOGOs.
Buy one, get one.
Saturday, Sunday, this week only.
Roll up, roll up, roll up. BOGOs. Buy one, get one. Oh my gosh. So, that being said, we do have some of the best chatters here, which Beth is happening to be an overachiever because she arrived an hour early.
Wow.
So, very nice. Shine Truth is here. Mods, please watch this one. This person is always right and may not, may make other people uncomfortable. By the way, this show is available as a podcast if you want to listen whilst you're driving, doing things in preparation, ignoring your dishes. Feel free. Jenny in Virginia. Angie Burks has joined us. Is your heat not working, Maru?
I'm having furnace issues.
Okay. Well, shall I encourage the furnace to work properly without exploding and to get people out there to help?
That would be fantastic.
Okay. Is that Tom Sea Salt? Or Tam Sea Salt? Hello?
Tamsy.
Tamsy. Oh, here you go. Will be listening only while I pack to leave DC for Portland, Oregon. Ah, well, there we go. Gerald, you have a faux screen in front of your friendly face. I want to see your smile.
He's got the chat in front of his face.
Here.
That's a dose that'll last the whole show, at least an hour.
And just for you who want to see it,
buy one, get one free.
tiny hands.
Two hands, two tiny hands.
Very affordable. We are making Angie's Day. Fixed. Okay. Oh, going home. Safe travels. Yes. I've broken some people, but you know what? It's okay, because today we are continuing our conversation about duality pairs in the Tarot de Marseille. What's wonderful about this is a growing opportunity. We're all having fun with learning things. Edward has arrived. Thank you for being here. With this, we're looking today at the duality pair number 9, which you call humility, correct, Timy?
That's right.
And this is about the evolutionary journey of self-awareness, or to self-awareness. To truly know yourself and your place in the world, you must practice humility. This is the path to self-awareness, a journey of understanding. It is illustrated by the star and the moon cards in the tarot. The star represents the journey of knowing who you are, your unique identity and aspirations. The moon signifies a deeper, more profound understanding of what you are, your place in the vastness of the universe. A complete understanding of the self demands a humble recognition of your greater nature and your individual place in the great design. Now, unless you're curious of, this is from the forthcoming book from Timy. I have advanced pieces and parts.
He has an advanced draft.
I have a very advanced draft.
It's a pre-draft, actually, because we're still working on this, and you guys are helping me out. Yes,
you are.
This is a group effort at this point.
Mm-hmm. Timy, would you like to? May I put this up and have you chat about it a little bit?
Sure. This is a new version of the duality tree that I adapted from the Hermetic Kabbalah tree of life. And if you've been watching all the episodes up to this point, you understand the progression. But this is the latest version. And I wanted to make a real quick note. The people that have been watching will notice that decisions and motivations have flipped position on the tree. As we've had these discussions, we've gone all the way through the first 8 dualities, and my understanding of the duality card meanings has gotten much deeper. And 9 months ago, I matched the duality meanings to the Sephiro meanings of the Kabbalah tree of life, and I decided to readdress that, just to go back and double check. And I double checked all 10 of them, and they all matched except for 7 and 8, which was decisions and motivations. And it just seemed like it wasn't quite an easy fit. And actually, I used my AI, trusty AI assistant, to do a deeper dive on those 2 Sephiro, which is Chesed, which is over on the right-hand side, motivations, and Gevura, which is on the left-hand side, decisions. Originally, I had motivations on the left and decisions on the right. And my understanding of those 2 Hebraic, is that a word? The Sephiros of the Tree of Life is much more deeper now, and it's certainly the way it is now. Decisions is supposed to be on the left, and motivations is on the right, and it doesn't change the meaning of the duality or the meaning of the individual cards, but having it on one side of the tree or the other does have a deeper meaning, because decisions is now receptive energy and motivations is expressive energy. And I was a little hesitant to make this change, but it's very compelling to do the change. And I just wanted to tell everybody that I made a slight miscalculation there, but I think that it's fixed. And it's actually, now that it's in place, it feels more right to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does decisions work for you as a receptive energy and motivations work for you as an expressive energy?
I think that makes sense. A decision is something that you do inside your head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Gerald, when we did that one card reading with you, those were the two that were at hand. We couldn't quite decide. Is it decisions or is it motivations? It's almost like a chicken and the egg kind of thing. Like which one fuels the other? And I think that under very different circumstances, one could be first and then the other one could follow. You could be motivated to do something and then you make the decision, or you decide to do something and then you have to gin up the motivation to implement it,
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, this is a journey, this is an exploration, this is an archaeological dig, and I think the meaning is correct and a far truer version of the tree, because all the other Sephiros match right up. Those were very easy to fit. But I remember I had difficulty with 6 and 7. I couldn't decide which side goes with which. So I've changed that. And if we put the tree back up, we can begin with today's show, which is humility, which is up at the top left. And this is one of the experiential dualities where as you grow older, as you gather experiences in your life, you gain more insight and you gain more humility. And humility is knowing who you are, which is the sun card, and knowing what you are, which is the moon card. And the humility is the penultimate on the right-hand side, or the left-hand side of spiritual awareness, and the receptive energy side of our personalities and our behavior. So how do you want to start? Gerald, do you want to talk about the individual card meanings and then we can delve into it a little deeper?
I want to, Donna Marie has joined us. Hello, Donna Marie. Beth did share, also the star guides us. The moon makes it difficult to see our path.
Notice that the moon is reflective. The human face is reflected in that moon image.
Yes. Go ahead, Linda.
I don't agree that it makes it difficult to see our path, because without the moon, you don't see anything at all.
That's true. It certainly forces us to look more closely at our path. And that focus, I think, is one of the things that helps us. Viviani,
the sun is radiant and the moon is reflective. I think I think there are two dualities there on that level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
that's
and
true.
also,
And the star is technically a sun. A sun is a star. I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's you got what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And moonlit paths can be shadow work too.
And if you take that word reflective, okay, to reflect on yourself, to me, that absolutely ties in with the traditional meaning of the moon as intuition and inspiration and all those things that come from looking within.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, shadow work fits very well with that, as far as I'm concerned.
When the light is reflected from the moon, it loses its spectrum, and it's just kind of black and white looking.
Interesting. Okay.
Ooh. Yes, you're right.
Wait a minute. Oh, here, I was going to put that up.
Oh, you want? Okay. I'll let you control the bus, Gerald. Sorry. I jumped the gun there.
It's okay. What would you like to say? Because here we have the ninth duality of humility. We have the star on the right and the moon on the left. What did you want to say about this to me?
Well, I think that the star is the side of humility where through life experiences you learn more and more about your own self, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are. Being willing to look into the mirror and see the good parts and the bad parts and work with both and keep moving forward. It's an important receptive energy to indulge in. You don't want to go through life and have an unexamined life. That's a famous quote from somebody. An unexamined life is not worth living. Examining your own self and knowing what your strengths and your weaknesses are is key to a path of balance and spiritual awakening. And I also think that this is the human side of the duality. I will call it the elemental willfulness side. We had discussions last episode about animal instincts and animal nature. Mm-hmm. And I think that's an imprecise phrase, and it never really sat quite well with me. And it's also sort of insulting in some contexts. And it's really very specific to humanity. I wanted to come up with a more universal term. So I think elemental willfulness is the cards that are on the right-hand side, the odd cards. And I think that's, for human beings specifically, that's our animal nature is the right-hand side cards. And I think the star is an example of that. It's us, our biological body and our spiritual experiences. And it's getting to know ourself, who we are. And then on the left-hand side, I think this is the spiritual awareness side. All the even cards on the left-hand side of the duality pairs are the spiritual awareness cards, and we can discuss this. But in this case,
do you want the other thing up, Timy?
No, we can continue with this.
Okay.
That's sort of a different side conversation, but it's another thing that I've noticed just in the last 2 weeks from our discussions, that the cards on the right, I was originally saying those are the animal nature side cards, and then the cards on the left are the spiritual nature side, and it matches the tree polarity as well. The left side of the tree is the receptive side, and the right side of the tree is the expressive side. And I think that pattern is continued on in the card pairs themselves. All the odd cards are expressive, all the even cards are receptive. So on the left-hand side here, we have the moon, and I believe this is symbols illustrating what we are. And you can see sort of a biological evolution where there's the sea, water, and we're springing forth as, like a simpler life form, that sort of lobster creature there crawling up onto the shore. And then you have two dog-like animals there, and then further in the distance, there's a fortress, looks like a human fortress. And then up at the top, this is called the moon. There's the moon reflecting a human face. And then, as we discussed last week, there's all the spiritual energy raining down on the tableau there. So I think as a summary, that's where I'm at with this duality and the cards.
This is great. Beth did share. It's interesting that in Western cultures, we see a human face in the moon. In Chinese culture, for example, it's a rabbit.
In Peru, it's a fox.
Peru, it's a fox. I love that. Wow.
Did not know that.
Again.
What number is the moon card in Marseille? Is it 18 or 19?
It's 18.
17 and 18. 17 is the star.
Yeah, that's what I figured. If you could put that up again, okay, this is only interesting if you're into numerology, which I only have a passing acquaintance with it. If you look at the star, you'll see that there are 7 stars, but there's one big fat one in the middle. So there you have 10 plus 7, so 17. But I counted the little drops on the right, on the left-hand side, I'm sorry, and for the moon, and there are 19 of them, which I found interesting because there's the moon and 19, and there are 7 rays coming from the moon.
Interesting.
I don't know
the white rays, yeah.
the jaggedy things that are coming out of the moon, the red and blue thingies that are coming out. They look
There's
like
7 as well. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, there's 7 of those.
I'm looking. Sorry, I'm shuffling in the background for a Marseille deck, so I could do some looking.
So I would love to know more about the numerological significance, because I don't think that it's by chance.
It's not arbitrary.
I don't think it's arbitrary that there are 19 drops of insight from the moon when the moon is card number 18. Is that extra one pointing towards the next step? Is that one to grow on? Speaking of birthdays,
it seems like a spiritual energy of some sort, don't you think? Emanating from above.
Yeah.
Some significance of that.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm
what are
sure
the numbers?
Well, because you're putting this in terms of the framework for this is the Kabbalah, which is notorious for numbers are everything.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. So
it kind of looks like one of the creatures is eating one.
Yes, that might be the 19th.
The 2 that are facing each other.
Yeah, the 2 that are facing each other. One of them is looks like it's just about to lick that one into its muzzle.
Yeah. But to me, I see that as a symbolic progression of simpler to more complicated to spiritual awakening sort of thing.
The star reduces to 8, which there are 8 8-pointed stars on one card.
That'll be a whole show on itself with the numerology of that, I think.
That's right, Tam. You're going exactly where I was going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One wild, one domesticated, conscious and subconscious in the moon. Yes.
That tracks, because could you put that card up again, the moon card? Because look, there's a pool there, but on one side of the pool there is one castle, and on the other side there's another castle. Each dog has taken or animal has taken sides, belongs to, it looks like they belong, to these 2 different things. So are they battling? I don't know. Are they playing? I don't know.
It has a bilateral symmetry to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I could read the Boda definition, maybe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Please.
Okay. So we're talking about the moon, and that's the card there.
And by the way, Leah is here. Hypnicity has joined us. So thank you, everybody. And please remember to do all of the YouTube-y things.
Okay. It says, corporeal intelligence is attributed to key 18. It means body consciousness and is indicative that illumination is dependent upon bodily states. Until the body organs are evolved to the extent that higher forms of consciousness can manifest through them, it is impossible to experience such conscious states. Let's see.
I agree with that 100%. Can you
Now
read
here-
that last part again? The simpler states to more advanced states?
It says the bodily organs, until the bodily organs are evolved to the extent that higher forms of consciousness can manifest through them, it is impossible to experience such conscious states.
I would say
Absolutely.
specifically the brain and the spine and the nervous system. You know?
Yeah.
And it says sleep is also attributed to this key, and it is during sleep that our aspirations and efforts are built into organic structure. Every thought we think and every action has some modifying influence on bodily structure.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
It also says the crawfish represents instinctive energy, the wolf and the dog represent the same energy, but in higher form as the result of evolutionary modification. Also, the wolf is a symbol of nature and the dog of art because he is a product of human adaptation. The path passes between these two extremes because the way of balance goes neither too far towards artificiality nor allows everything to be influenced by ungoverned natural impulses.
And if you count
Elemental willfulness.
if you
Natural.
count the yods that are coming off of the moon, there are 18 of them. Because I'm obsessive that way.
Now you're going to have to check all your moon cards and start counting.
I will too.
Yeah.
Ethnicity said, I think that moon card shows that whether wild or domesticated, we can work together.
Or
we have to
specifically,
find
that's
the
the
balance
lesson.
between the two.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to account for both. Yeah. And I think that's part of knowing what you are, what we are. You know, we didn't show up completed on day one. We are in constant change, constant evolution, physically and spiritually.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to go. Let's talk about the meaning of the star. When the star comes up for us in a reading, what are we thinking about? What is it that shows up for the star card?
Did you want me to go over the Boda definition of the star as well?
Well, yes, please. Hashtag overachiever. Hashtag birthday girl. Yes, by all means, please do. I'm going to
Birthday
envision you.
celebration.
So.
Okay. So there's a little nudity in the star card.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Censored.
It says, the Hebrew letter Zadi signifies a fish hook. This reference to angling is closely allied to another meaning of this key, namely meditation. What is symbolized by the fish hook is a means of investigating the unseen, quest, research into the depths of inner consciousness symbolized by water. Such fishing for inner knowledge is the function of meditation. The big central star is the symbol of the life power, and the 7 smaller stars represent the 7 centers of force in the human organism. That's your chakras. The tree is the brain and nervous system. The bird on its branches is an ibis sacred to Hermes. Isis or nature is symbolized by the kneeling woman. Balance attained by control of vibration. The 5 streams of water are the 5 senses, and revelation is the stage of unfoldment.
There you go.
Do I need to send you some tiny hands?
I was actually looking for tiny gloves. I thought that would be cute, like tiny mittens.
Nice. Nice.
But I couldn't find any. I have to make my own.
Linda, when you think of the star card, what is it that you think of? May I ask?
Sorry. Aquarius.
Okay.
The knowledge bearer, the inspiration, the um, yeah, that's my immediate association with the star.
Mm-hmm.
And also beyond that, you know how navigators use stars to guide their paths.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that speaks to the deeper meaning of the star as inspiration, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like to follow, and we've been using that for centuries in our imagery and our poetry and stuff like that in Western cultures. I don't know enough about other cultures to be able to comment. But yeah, Aquarius, knowledge bearer, navigator, something to follow, something to aspire to.
Mm-hmm. Timy, what about you? When you see the star card, what is it? Or are you only able to see these as dualities?
No, I see it as a card. I've read a lot about all the individual cards. I'd say radiant energy of the self, self-actualization, the confidence of your experiences that have accumulated. I think it's interesting that the figure, the human figure, is very similar to temperance, where the liquids are being poured one into the other. This figure is pouring the what do you call them, the
vessels,
waters of life,
into the pool of water, and I'm not sure exactly what the significance of that is, but it seems like a very confident act. It seems very self-actualized.
Well, if you think about it, the rain falls in the water as well as on the earth.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if it didn't, the water would dry up. It wouldn't be replenished.
Yeah. So it seems like a very confident card to me, a very radiant card. And I think it's a self card. I think you could also compare it to the sun, which is, two ahead of that, where it's a group of people radiating in an expressive way.
Yeah.
I think this is an individual radiating in a receptive way, where you know who you are, you're confident in your abilities, and it's taken you a long, hard journey to get there, but it's a self card. I think it's an individual radiant card. Whereas the sun card, which is 19, I think that one's radiating your true self to the group, to your fellows, as part of spiritual awakening,
Yeah.
So I think this one's very personal. I think it's individual. I think it's shining within yourself, knowing who you are. That's what I would say.
For me, the star card, whenever it shows up, it's a universal blessing card. The universe is saying, I see you. I want you to get everything that you want, everything you desire. When I also learned with the star card is you're getting all of this attention, whether or not you want to get it, you're being seen. So that's something that I think about with the star card. I mean, absolutely, it's this. It's
your bright, shining soul radiating from within you.
Certainly being seen by yourself, in an honest, truthful way.
Yes. Also, when you look at what has come before this was the Tower, the progression is right. The Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tower. So after that, then we have that moment of, okay, now we can be seen. And Maru, did you want to say anything about the star card?
Well, I think it's interesting that it's talking about meditation, and I think that involves using the stars for guidance, kind of.
There was reference to that, as Linda was saying, with,
Mhm.
yeah. We've also had some great chat. Tam Sea Salt said, hopes and dreams in star, but a reminder that you have to work toward dreams, water pouring onto land. Mm-hmm.
You have to engage in expressive energy. And the duality, remember, is humility, but
Yes.
sort of the category for that side is self-awareness, awareness, spiritual and
Yes.
elemental, I would think.
Yes. Nalani reminds us we are each a star. The universe would not be the same without each star within it.
Yeah.
Whilst
Also-
adding, yeah, there are many reluctant stars.
Also, it talked about exploration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't know you're a star yet until you go on that journey, and then you're like, oh,
True.
guess what? I'm one of the things that I've been admiring all this time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I think that's kind of the point, is that, a star is something that is admirable
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
useful too.
Yes.
And satisfying, just to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beauty. It's just beautiful. And beauty is always satisfying.
I think so, yes.
And I like the radiance of it too. I think that's an interesting word to apply to that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Beth adds, devil tower star equals hope.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's an interesting progression. And I absolutely 1,000,000% agree.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We look at, let's chat about the moon. When you see the traditional moon card or the moon, what is it that is comes for you? I'm going to start with you, Linda. Is that all right? As she's staring
that's
up at
fine.
me. She's
No.
she's suddenly a star.
Frozen. Yes. Bunny in the headlights. That's what you're looking at. What does the moon? Well, we talked about that earlier. It's a reflection. It gives you. I really liked what Maru had to say about how the reflected light of the moon has the spectrum removed, so you see things in black and white. So when we are looking at things under the influence, or when we're using that energy to reflect, we might get distorted images of reality. Okay, like we might perceive the reality around us in a distorted way. So I wonder then if the moon, in addition to being about intuition and about reflection and about mystery and so on, could it also relate to delusion?
It does, yeah. That's one of the definitions I've
Yeah.
seen.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because you can make a misstep. You can go left instead of right,
Yeah, that's right. Because the shadow fell in a weird way, because it's not the right kind of light. Wow.
The moon does not have its own light. The moon
No.
reflects the light from the sun, so it is introspective.
Yeah.
And that requires that we oftentimes the moon shows up. It's about deep moments of thought, the lunacy. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, thank you. I didn't realize there was a direct connection between the moon and delusion. I thought it was about,
When
well,
people sleepwalk, in Latvian, they are called manish, which is kind of a moon afflicted.
ooh,
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck, yeah.
Snap out of it.
That's so interesting.
That's an old movie, Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you can't have one without the other. This is true. And if you get the Seven of Cups and the Moon, time to check your reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Timy? Anything with the Moon in itself for you, just as an individual card?
Yeah, I think it's an inward focused card, and I think it's specifically inwardly focused to your spiritual side. You know, your past lives, your past experiences, your connection to a higher power that's greater than you, that's outside of you. You know, I think there's that evolutionary progression that I mentioned that can have significance when you pull this card. You know, going from a simpler moment to a more complicated moment, maybe. You know, it seems a very contemplative, inward-focused card for me. Definitely receptive energy. And the whole the symbol of the image being reflected off of the moon gives you that veil of question and slight unreality, like we have when we're dreaming. You know, like Linda and Maru just said about, you know, lunacy, being not quite able to put your finger on the truth in the moment. You know.
Yeah. Well, this goes back to, you know, it's about reflection, which isn't always true.
Delusion.
But self-reflection and looking in the reflection is a requirement. So you can't be afraid. You know, you can't be afraid of the fact that sometimes it's not quite true, you know, or it's.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting what it said in the book about having to evolve your body to be able to handle spirit.
I don't think that's meant on an individual level, is it? I thought it meant that physical beings had to evolve from like amoebas to have spines and limbs and brains so that then they could handle it. I didn't think it reflected.
So you think that as we have reached this level of evolution, this is why we can have a spirit within us?
Yeah, I thought it was phylogeny rather than ontogeny. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I actually don't.
okay, well, so when you, it's something I learned in like grade 11 biology. Ontogeny recapitulates phylogeny, which means that the growth of the individual through we're talking about humans here, okay? 2 cells to 4 cells to 8, it sort of, and then there's a tail for a while. The baby, the fetus has a tail for a while, and it slowly gets reabsorbed and becomes the spine. It recapitulates, in very rough terms, the evolutionary journey of the entire species. Okay. So when you were talking about whether we, as we are now here, have the capacity for spirituality, well, yeah, it's the amoebas who don't. Okay. None of us are amoebas. I mean, we may be shit people.
I think we have a consciousness, but we may not be conscious until we evolve a little bit more.
Yeah, but the evolution isn't physical at that point. It's spiritual, because
but that's what yogic practice is about, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's about like training your body to be able to handle your spirituality, I guess.
I'd never heard that. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Because Beth did say sounds very yogic to her.
Huh.
And this is meant as praise, Linda. Them some Jeopardy words there, Linda. As I like to say, we call those $5 words.
Or 6-foot words.
6-foot words. Or yes. And you did get confirmation from Beth Maru. Yes.
I'm going to have to think about that business with yoga, because I had never heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to start stretching and moving.
Your body isn't just seen as a vessel that houses the spirit. They become connected and work together.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
And there's a physical aspect to meditation that I've noticed myself individually, is the more I meditate, the more I kind of get into a very comfortable physical position.
Yes.
And I can hold it for a long time without my legs falling asleep and things like that, because that would happen early on when I was first starting out. I just couldn't get comfortable. I wouldn't sit still. I was very agitated. My leg would like vibrate without me thinking about it, and I just couldn't untense. I couldn't relax, so I think there is a physical evolution to spiritual awakening, and I think there's a biological evolution to being able to receive the spiritual emanations, however you want to define that. Like I think the moon card is showing that we become more sensitive to spiritual matters as we become more complicated biological beings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have mudras and chakras working together.
Yeah.
And yoga can be a moving meditation.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Nalani reminds us, remember, there may be other timelines at play as well.
That makes my teeth itch. I don't even want to think about it.
Everybody, I'm going to put this. Let's put this up while everybody does a sip, and we watch Linda's teeth.
All right,
cheers.
I'll do that.
I think it's interesting. When there's certain times with the tarot where the story, the fool through the wheel has a very clear story.
Mm-hmm.
People sometimes, and this is just Gerald getting on his soapbox, stay tuned for Tarot the Stash Way. This may be a 300 level course of that, or a seminar.
400 level, maybe.
400 level class.
Yeah, it is. Yes, absolutely a graduate
hard.
seminar.
Sometimes people spend a lot of time thinking about the fool through the wheel, and they get to death and they sort of go, but what they're doing is they're missing a significant part of that. I mean, the other half, which is if we're looking at our progression. Thank you. If we're looking and we're noticing our progression, it's like we understand the basics, the 0 through the 10. We're not noticing how to apply it as we move forward.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh.
Okay, that one has to be one of the oracle cards. That message makes my teeth itch. I don't even want to think about it. Excuse me while I take a screenshot of that. Captured. Thank you. Hi,
fantastic
Gary.
Content.
Yes. So and that's something I think the idea of the duality pairs gives us an opportunity, because the basics is one thing. When you move beyond that, when you move through the death and beyond, death and beyond, it's how do you weave those 0 through 10s together in a different way? What's that message? How do they relate? Gerald,
I think the rest of the cards take more work.
Are you saying that I'm lazy?
No, I'm
because you'd be
saying
right.
that I'm saying that human beings generally do the least amount required to get by.
Yep,
All
Yeah.
I
the
can
time.
vouch for that.
Yep.
I think that that's
Yep.
reflected in the cards too. Most people lean on their expressive side, and they just hang there on that side in a big circle, and just don't add enough reflective energy into their daily activities. It's an imbalance in itself.
Yeah.
We like
Yeah.
instant gratification.
Yeah. And that's, I think, our elemental willfulness. That's particularly for us, that's animal instincts. Elemental willfulness could be an avalanche coming down a side of a mountain. Elemental willfulness could be a tidal wave, and elemental willfulness could be us all taking a drink of water at the same time. Because we're all thirsty. That's our animal instinct side, and that's where we have our default. And I think that's all the odd cards. That's our elemental side. And if we look at all of them, all of the 10 pairs, we don't have to do that now, but if you look at them, you can see it, and you can make a pretty convincing argument that the card on the right is the more animal nature card, and the card on the left is the more of the spiritual aspirational card.
Mm-hmm.
And I've thought about it a lot. We could discuss that, but the duality. All of these dualities are nested together, and it's really fascinating to me.
Yeah, it is.
After the 10th card, you get things like taking responsibility for yourself.
Oh, people will.
And that's the Wheel of Fortune, and that's the axle that the whole thing spins on. The fifth duality is the world of manifestation, which I keep saying the Wheel of Fortune, the world of manifestation duality with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. That's the axle, that everything spins on, I think, in this interpretation.
Yeah. Beth loves that to me. And Beth also shared another thing I teach in yoga, Maruta. People are designed to expend less, not more energy because of survival. Not so necessary now with technology.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we have to look for ways. We have to belong to gyms and running clubs and stuff like that to expend the necessary energy. This was not what we were designed, quote unquote. I use that. Don't come at me. This is not what we were designed for. We were designed to do the minimum effective action necessary to achieve our goals. So
we generally had to walk around all day to find something to feed ourselves with.
Yeah. Or chase, some meat on the hoof for
That's included, yes.
or 4 days to be able to eat.
Yeah.
So fully 100% expressive life is exhausting because you're always chopping wood or dealing with a flood, or now it's raining. Oh, geez, now it's an early snowstorm. All the crops are dead.
Yeah.
LOL, yes, Linda, and our joints are having issues without that muscle development protecting them anymore.
Yep.
And I want to go back to something. I want to disagree with something that you said, Linda. You said, now we have to go to the gym. No, we don't have to do any exercise whatsoever.
No, none at all.
Saying.
Yeah, none at all. I walk to Popeyes every couple of weeks, and you know what? I feel very virtuous and very self-congratulatory upon doing so.
I support that. Nancy Crohn's Intuition has joined us. Hello. And I do have to say this little funny thing. When Nalani said we like instant gratification, I read that we like instant pontification.
You'll get that here.
I mean, I feel seen.
We must. There's people watching.
That's the charitable vocabulary word. She could have said bloviation.
I love that word.
That's a phenomenon on YouTube. I look at something like a car repair YouTube, and when I immediately click forward 10 minutes, because the first 10 minutes is the bloviation period where they talk about their dog and the garden hose. And
when I was 17, my dad showed me about
and then you get down to the thing you're interested in.
Yeah.
It's called
Yeah.
marketing. That's how you get
Yeah.
people to watch.
Recipes
Dad.
on the internet.
I
are
also like
that.
Popeye's chicken.
You got to be
Yeah.
relatable.
Yes. Do not. I mean, recipe blogs. I do not care about the history of this and how you've tested it. I always am clicking the go to recipe button, and then you still have to scroll up. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. Just show me how to make the damn cornbread, damn it.
Yes.
It's the bloviation.
I think that's the name for the name for Tuckbox Rage album, Bloviation. The XXX version.
Oh
my gosh.
I don't
Beth
know
is feeling a
there. That's
little
hilarious.
exercise deprived. Little dog refuses to go out in the cold.
Oh no.
Smart dog.
He's constipated, but
Still smart dog.
Mm.
No
You
wonder.
need one of those grass patches.
Come on, who can shit in the cold? Give me a break. You're fucking way too much of them.
Yeah, let him poop in the garage.
Yeah,
Turn the heater on. Get some AstroTurf.
poor baby.
So today we've been talking about the 9th duality pair, which is the star and the moon, and it's about humility.
Mm.
Yes.
So
important. Humility's big in AA, in the AA organization.
You know, this was the first
Hard one.
when you first mentioned that humility was about knowing yourself. I gotta say, Timy, that kind of blew my mind, because the humility that Catholic convent girl here grew up with was submission, you know?
Humiliation. Yeah.
Yeah. It was everybody else is right. You're wrong. Be humble. You're wrong. And you're female and guilty.
Just because you're female.
So guilty.
oh my God.
And it's all your fault that we live in misery because Eve made Adam eat the apple.
Right.
I think
Well,
I think he was the one who made her test it out. He said, "Oh, look, isn't this great? Hey, why don't you have a bite?" And then she got nailed with the consequences. But yes, there is a difference between humility and shame, and I'm still learning about it, because that blew my mind, that humility is about knowing yourself. Wow.
Yes.
That just like I have thought about that and just sat with it for hours since I first heard those words out of your mouth, Timy. I want to thank you. It's given me a whole new perspective on growth and my own development and my childhood. And so it gave me an opportunity to deconstruct more of the bullshit. So thank you. I mean, this whole series has been a series of revelations for me, but this was a gem that I will hold precious forever. Thank you.
Oh.
I love this.
You're welcome. I learned the same lesson myself. I was just as shocked as you, and just as happy to learn the truth of it, you know? Discussed it for years in countless AA meetings, the meaning of humility and how it strengthens you. It gives you confidence, and it's an attribute of success.
I think it's recognizing the good parts and the bad parts, and
exactly knowing who you are,
knowing that you're a special person, but you're not any more special than anyone else.
Yeah.
And that's the moon side, where it's like, you know, all this storm and thunder and Sturm und Drang is really not very important, you know, in the long run. You know, there's a greater concept that we're all a part of.
Well, you had, you know, and by the way, Tansy has shared for your dream project pool, Linda.
There you go.
For me?
Yes.
Oh, Tansy, thank you.
That's for you. I wanted to,
because that's where all the YouTube money is going these days, is towards Mirasera. I mean, anything after the cost to run the channel, it's going towards Mirasera.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're terminally unique.
We're all a star.
We're all terminally unique.
Yes. Humility and vulnerability are signs of strength and stability. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that.
that too.
Yeah. We have Timy and I are scheduled for a week from Friday, on Friday the 12th, to talk about, we're doing a laugh and learn about the 12 steps.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
That's my sobriety anniversary.
Yep.
That was the last bad day that I had with alcohol, December 12th, 2018.
So I think that's,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Nice. 7 years.
That's cool. 7.
That's a milestone.
Yeah.
Huge. It's huge.
But humility is required because I need to know who and what I am. And if I start drinking again, that'll be the end of me. You know, that's part of the process.
Yes.
And that's what happens to a lot of people when they get to their 7th, 8th, 9th year. They start
The 7-year itch.
they start losing their focus. They start forgetting. You know, it's so insidious, and people die from it. It's really sad.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
No.
And I want this to be on that Friday. I want it to be an honoring of and an opportunity for people to hear from someone who is in an ongoing practice. So, and
I'm an expert, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be, Beth has said that's very awesome and wonderful, Timy. You also can be proud of yourself. And Nalani says last hit was the 5th of January of 85.
Yep,
That's
6th.
amazing. Good for
the
you.
6th of January 85 must have been a rough day.
Listen, Beth, it sounds like marriage is for a reason. You know, that whole 7-year thing. That's because that's when Saturn goes to a 90-degree angle with your natal Saturn, transits squares your natal Saturn. Okay, I'm talking astrology now. Or it's in opposition. So it creates stress on your natal sense of structure and self, and tends to shake things up if you haven't been doing the work.
Yeah. Yep. So, Timy just had to put a hat on.
My ear thing came out and my nose was running. So I had to do a Marco Rubio real quick.
There you go. 2 marriages. I know the Saturn thing all too well.
It's true though. I mean, it's people, it's a cliche, the 7-year itch, because it's true.
Mm-hmm. I think this is one of those things as we think about this 9th pair, because we're coming up on the last pair, the 10th pair next time, that a complete understanding requires humble recognition of both individual and universal aspects. It's this beauty in we have to see ourselves where we are in the bigger picture and not get cocky about it.
Yeah.
So
yes,
we have to recognize that we are unique, and so is everybody else.
Yes, I am unique, just like you.
I know, isn't that hilarious? I love
that.
I love that paradox. It is.
Yes,
that's a spinner, all right.
Yeah.
Yes. Does anyone have any closing thoughts on this duality pair?
We are unique, yet at the same time, we have so much in common.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a revelatory duality. I had no idea that either one of those things existed years ago. And
I'm glad you found it, because now we're having a conversation about it. The other thing about it is we oftentimes, like we were talking, 0 through 10, we do certain things, but then after that, it gets challenging. And Jane the Seeker is here, has been resting today.
Hello, Jane.
Good to see you. Age balance of the personal and universal.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know this, like I've said a million times before, it's so simple to have this intellectual conversation and look at the cards, but when it comes down to your actual life, it's hard to keep a grasp on these philosophies and actually implement them in your life. You know, it's easy to just fall back into that default, fall back into that elemental willfulness. You know, the force of habit, the bondage of the devil card, which I think, you know, we were talking about that last week. The card versus the Tower card, and I think the devil card represents elemental willfulness and the Tower card represents spiritual willfulness, and we have a push and pull between those two sides, you know.
Yep.
So you know, I guess that was just my point. You know, it's the elemental versus the spiritual, and I guess that's all I got to say about that. I lost my point there.
I think what you're saying is it's always there. As we move, we notice the other one, and therefore if we notice the other one, we have to it's like driving a stick shift. We have to, or a standard vehicle, we have to manage the clutch, the gas, and the shifting. It's one of those.
Yeah. And you know, the fact that these are all cards that you can lay out on the table and do card draws. I did one this morning, and it helped me out with a situation I had right before the show. And it's just a quantified symbolic reminder of how your personality works and how your decision making process works, and you know, keeping a mind out to think a little bit before you make a decision, you know, all these different things. Being able to see it in the cards allows you to grasp onto it more firmly when you're actually trying to implement it in your life. You know, it helps you. It helps me.
The cards are a wonderful tool to show us what we may be missing and to help us understand what we're seeing, yet understanding it at a deeper level.
Yeah.
So, we have a request. This is not the last duality pair. That's next week. And we have a request for focus on numerology. And
Sure.
so...
Well, I'll tell you who's the expert on numerology and tarot is Deborah Zachow. She wrote a whole freaking book about it. So
Did she?
Oh no, not that one. I meant decoding tarot. There's a lot of numerology.
You
in
mean
that
this
book.
one?
Yes, I mean that
Oh,
one.
wait a minute. Here, this one? It's pulling it right off of my shelf.
And it's got tabs.
And
Multicolored
we
tabs.
use index. Look at the index tabs. Oh my God. I love you so much, Gerald.
Gerald ain't lying. He actually is reading that book. He's
Yeah.
got tabs in it.
Yes.
And he's probably got a notebook that he writes notes in while he's reading that book. But yes, if you want numerology and tarot, Deborah Zachow's the woman for you.
Let's do a couple shows on the archetypes of circumstance, which are the number cards, you know? Or we can also do one on the archetypes of manifestation, which are the court cards. And they match up to the tree too. Those four dualities in the middle.
Really?
Fire, air,
Earth and water.
Wow.
Yeah.
We will talk about this. Everybody, thank you for being here.
I wanted to say one last thing. Just
please do, birthday girl.
An observation that keeps running through my mind is that the moon and the stars are in the sky at the same time.
Oh.
The stars may change, but they're always there, and the moon comes and goes.
Oh.
Interesting. Yeah, you know, and that's an analog to our actual experience, you know, like you know your inside self, because when you're conscious, but getting that spiritual connection is tenuous. It's slippery. It's hard to grip onto sometimes. It's like the moon reflecting. It's like these YouTube things where the image is backwards, and I'm trying to do things on the screen and it's reversed. It's confusing, confounding.
Yeah, like when I try to point to Timy, but I'm pointing in the exact opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerald over there. Wait, that works.
No, he's down here.
It's okay. Maru's there. Timmy's up there. And Linda's right there.
Yeah.
And you are right there. And Beth said, spirit in the center connecting them all, Timy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And on that note, I want to say thank you for everybody for joining us for this duality pair. Join us next week for duality pair number 10. And we appreciate you being here, because when you're here and you're participating, boom, you add value. So thank you to all of the guests here, and you please make sure you are subscribed to all of our channels. Maru, Linda, and Gerald do private readings, which are available through the contact information below. And take care, everyone. Bye.
See you later.